In 1854, Effie Chalmers Gray filed for divorce after 6 years of marriage in which her husband, a famous English critic, did not even touch her. Analyzing this case, people were surprised. How was this possible? The lady had beauty, intelligence, education, came from high society. But Effie just shrugged her shoulders, not daring to voice the truth. For many years, John Ruskin showed interest in Effie, having met her when she was still a child. Family ties were strong. Even when she turned 12, he was already in love and composed the fairy tale, The King of the Golden River. With an age difference of 9 years and from a wealthy family, John, who is interested in literature, has long been predicted a magnificent path. Effie's family didn't mind his visits. And finally, after waiting for Effie to come of age, they got married on April 10, 1848. The celebrations of the Victorian era were exquisite. Snow-white dresses decorated with lace, light veils and wreaths of flowers. The bride's dress required the participation of 3 dressmakers, and she seemed incredibly beautiful. The next morning, the servants noticed that the newly minted Mrs. Ruskin looked confused. They attributed it to the usual excitement, which was quite natural. Effie chose to stay alone while her husband left to meet with artist friends to discuss art. In the evening, the newlyweds went to their apartments, but soon John left his wife's room. Over time, they went to Venice, and on their return, friends and relatives noticed that the usually cheerful and energetic Effie looked dejected. Nothing pleased her. She did not appreciate the commissioned portrait, in which she was depicted in a sad and at the same time beautiful manner. Sadly, she confessed, "I'm just a doll and a painting." She withdrew into herself more and more often, while John, on the contrary, became more and more strict and severe. 5 years flashed by, and suddenly Effie came to life. She met the artist John Everett Mile, with whom John maintained friendly relations, and even became a model for his painting The Order of Liberation. To make the work more naturalistic, the 3 of them went to Scotland, Ruskin, his wife, and Millet. Very soon after that, Effie filed for divorce. In the middle of the XIX century, it was a real event. Family and friends begged the young lady to change her mind. Your husband is a famous writer. Your departure may deprive him of a creative spark, and everything will change for you. Divorced women are not allowed near the royal court, but Effie remained steadfast. Over time, it turned out that for 6 years of marriage, her husband had not even touched her. Everyone was surprised. How is it? Beautiful. But John was so fervently burning with love for his Effie that he did not even think about other aspects of marriage. Inspired by lofty ideas, his innocent wife could not appreciate it. Mrs. Ruskin longed for ordinary female happiness. However, there was one more nuance. Some detail in Effie's appearance became an obstacle for John. She refused to talk about it. The rest had only to guess. The divorce passed, Effie married John Everett Millais and bore him 8 children. Years later, Ruskin tried to marry again, but the family of the potential bride refused. There was aversion as the girl's parents turned to Effie for details of family life with Ruskin, and after learning the answer, refused John.